and welcome to another episode of the Capacity Building Training, proudly brought to you by the Triconna Association of Realtors platform. We are happy to have you here. We welcome you to this great event once again. I'm Christabel Charles, also known as a social media maven, and I'll be your host for tonight. So while you're joining, I'd like you to do also share this link to your friends, your colleague, your family, or even your business partner that you know, would need this topic very well, would need this program very well. Today's topic is the referral formula, a practical guide for you to get referral in this business. And we have amazing persons with us this evening. This evening we have with us Mr. George Tama and Mrs. Victory George Tama, also known as the Land People. And before we welcome them, I'd like to give you a little backstory on who they are. Mr. George Chijoze Tama is a strategic and knowledgeable real estate consultant with a strong grasp of market trends, zoning laws, and city development plans. He specializes in helping home buyers and investors secure high potential properties, particularly in Port Harcourt. Known for his transparent approach and negotiation expertise, George ensures that clients achieve maximum value in every transaction, be it purchase, sale, or leads. And Mrs. Victory George Tama is a detail oriented and client focused real estate consultant who supports individuals and businesses in acquiring residential, commercial, and investment properties. With strong communication skills and a proactive approach, she guides clients from goal setting to deal closure. Her strengths include precision, market analysis, personalized service, and managing smooth end to end transactions. Together, George and Victory Tama form a highly competent real estate consulting duo. Their combined expertise in property valuation, regulatory compliance, negotiation, and client service has led to numerous successful transactions and referrals. They are trusted professionals who deliver results with integrity, strategy, and personalized care in Nigeria's dynamic real estate market. Wow. These are the people, these are the mighty men and women we have in our presence this evening, and we are honored to have you here with us. Thank you so much. Thank you. So, moving on to today's section. Just be the whole topic of this section is the referral formula. First, before we go deeper, what do we think? Like, just give us a brief backstory or anything you want to say about referral formula.
The referral formula for us actually started from things we noticed were missing in the real estate sector when we started. And there is this saying that one good turn deserves another. Basically, your outfit is nice, by the way.
Thank you so much.
Your designer, for instance, his work basically markets itself. And your colleague might actually see what you're wearing and say, who did this for you? I like it. And indirectly, your testament at that point in time becomes a referral. So in the real estate sector, we noticed some gaps when we started our business. The Land People is an agency that basically evaluates developers and property owners. And we do our best to make sure that we get good properties that offer real value for money. And then we push this out to the general public. And even in that process, we try to fine tune it such that it's a good experience for both the buyer and the sellers. And from that experience, we get the referrals.
That's as you see. I would you like to say anything, sir?
Okay, my husband has actually said it all, but I would just need to add that, just like he said, we, you know, take a look at the developers, take a look at the properties that we market before we market it, and we make sure that the properties we put out there are good to make sure that the client gets a good experience and then refers us. So if your property is not good, there is no way there will be a referral.
Yes. Thank you so much. It makes a lot of sense because in this business, you know that trust is like very high. And either statistics have shown that about 41% of buyers and 63% of sellers makes their sales and like purchases through referrals. So it's either they've heard a word from a friend or family or colleagues before they went ahead to make that purchase or to even make that sale. So we know that trust is very high. Well, I'd like to know, would you describe the role trust plays when someone refers to you or not? Like, do you feel like, oh, somebody can actually refer you without trusting?
No, I can't refer someone I don't trust. It's not possible. But
Makes a lot of sense. And then would like to also know, like, you've been in the business for like how long now? Sorry.
This is about 4 years we've been in business.
So do you feel like, oh, referrals have played a very big role in the amount of sales or deals you've closed so
Yes,
far?
it
yeah.
has, because um, the experience we give our clients and our subscribers enables us to get referrals from them. A bad experience will never let your business grow. The object of starting a business is for growth. And once you are not getting referrals, it shows a very big problem. And this could lead to the slow but sure death of that business. So we have to give good customer experience. And the quality of the product in this process also matters. If you're trying to market a bad product or a questionable product, it will definitely affect the customer experience and just short circuit that chain of referrals.
Exactly. So, but if what works, you've already touched it, Sha. But if I want to know, why do people actually refer? So, it's enough for me to go to a big supermarket or something and have good customer service, but there's a possibility I would still not refer them. But what psychology is behind referrals? Why do people actually refer? As aside good customer service and everything, we were talking about trust also, but aside all that, what makes them to actually refer people?
Okay, so I think what makes people to refer people, maybe their friends and family, is if they get a good experience. I think they would also want their friends and family to get the same experience. They wouldn't want their friends and family to get maybe get a bad experience. So if they are satisfied with the experience they get, they would want to share it. So I think that's apart from the customer relationship and everything. I think they want their friends and family to experience that.
Okay, so like what's words or what's multi
Yes,
Jesus
yes.
I get what you're saying. But so let's dive deeper because we are talking more to realtors. I want to get a couple of realtors here. So I would like to know what gives someone the confidence to say, talk to my agent, they are solid. So you've closed a deal and whatever. So what did you do that gave a client that confidence to actually tell on that person, talk to my agent or talk to my realtor, they are solid, they can do this for you. What exactly can you do?
I would say it starts with first of all, if you notice, we are a team, my wife and I. I have certain strengths and she has certain strengths. I would say it starts with knowing your product, and when you display a reasonable level of competence in your product, describing your product and delivering it, that will also give the clients some level of trust. For instance, you want to sell a property along the Obirikwere Airport axis of Port Harcourt, for instance, and there are several types of clients. There are clients that are novice when it comes to real estate. There are clients that they have a little bit of knowledge, and there are clients that are sophisticated. Like they know how to go to the Ministry of Lands and Registry and check their documents. They know how to go to Surveyor General's office of River State and check if their survey is registered. When you're talking to that kind of client, you cannot just be saying, the land is good. The land is a table land. Okay, the land is along Ubiquere to airport axis. And you're telling such a client that he can get C of O along that axis. There will be a way he will look at you, because we all know to an extent that that is not possible along that axis of Port Harcourt, except for select few regions. You understand? So such a client, such a blunder in such instance would make you lose some kind of credibility. So you have to know your products. You have to know certain details about the area you are selling. And this competence translates trust to your clients. Then when it comes to interpersonal relationship and follow-up, I think love.
One of the things that drive referral is as a result of the relationship you build with your clients. Now, it's not let your client feel that you have his or her interest at heart, not just because you want to sell and take the money. Let there be this compassion. Like I always tell my downlines that when you're treating a customer, when you're relating with a customer, let he or she feel the compassion that you have. Let he or she know that, okay, no matter how much this property is, even if it is 100 million, if it is not good for you, I will not sell it to you. If it doesn't fit what you want to use it for, I can't force you to buy a property in a residential area because I want to sell when I know that what you want to use it for is commercial. So all these things play a role in terms of referral.
Yeah. So what I've gotten is that for me, as an agent, for my clients to tell another person that, oh, talk to my agent, and so the first thing I have to do is to know my products.
Yes.
Like to know exactly what I'm selling. I know all the questions concerning it. I can answer at any time, even if they just look me over.
Exactly.
Yes, product knowledge.
Very
Very
important.
important.
Personal relationship with them.
Yes.
I thank you so much.
Yes.
But I wanted to add in this business. So you've talked about emotions to an extent. Well, I'd like to know how much you think emotions and relationships play into people recommending us. Like elaborate more on that point. I would like to know exactly how.
It plays a very big role. Emotions and relationship. Just like I said, just like I mentioned the last time, my client wants to know that I have his or her interest at heart. That makes him see me as a friend and not just an agent. That builds up the emotion and the relationship between both of us. So it plays a very big role.
Thank you. Thank you so much. That makes a lot of sense. So now, as you close, we would like to know how can we be referable?
One of the things that makes you referable as a realtor is the experience that you give your clients. It starts as little as from the first phone call of inquiry in the situation where the client reaches out to you first, or from the first phone call of prospecting in the event of you reaching out to a cold target to engage them and solicit their patronage. The way you present yourself, your appearance, the way you speak, all these things play an important role. You can't go there and start speaking Gen Z language. You can't be invited. Maybe the person is interested and invite you for a meeting, and then you appear looking haggard or something. So it starts with personal development. You have to work on yourself, your presentation, and above all else, you have to know your product and how it applies. You don't go soliciting patronage from somebody that wants a residential land. He wants to buy and build within 6 months. And then you're marketing a property that you know will be ready within a year or two. Yes, he will buy from you. You will make your commission. But when it is time for him to execute his plan and he notices there's an issue, which ordinarily wouldn't have been there if you had given him exactly what he wanted, he will not refer you a second time. He may not buy from you again. So these are the issues.
But I want to ask something. You said something about Gen Z language. So I wanted to know.
I think I need to come in there.
My wife will help
Now,
me. I don't
when it
know.
comes to me, I feel you relate to a customer based on the way he or she is. If you're speaking to a Gen Z, you use Gen Z language. I cannot like
I'm a
I
bit more
have
official.
I have so many clients, like different levels of clients. Someone cannot come and be speaking pidgin English for me, and I'll be blowing grammar. You come down to the level. If the client is high, you go high. If the client is low, you come low. So that's just
Yeah,
it.
because I genuinely wanted to ask. Because then we have realtors that are Gen Zs, and
Yes, yes.
they would probably have friends or people their age grade, like to talk
Yes.
to.
When you
think
when
my
you
wife
when you
refined
come
it.
down to the level of the clients, the person will feel more comfortable with you
Yeah.
and want to do more business with you.
Okay. Thank you. So let's go practical now. What are 2 or 3 referral strategies that have worked really well for you? Like I would like 2 or 3 from each person. Just let's get like 6.
Okay, I'm going to. I don't think I'll say up to 3,
Okay.
but Referral strategies. First of all, when you sell a property, like I said, don't just make it look like you just sold for the money. You also need to follow up. How is, like, I have a client that's currently building. You don't just sell and go. Once in a while, you can even call him to ask how is the building going. Once in a while, you can go around, make videos with him, you know, um, let him know that you're involved in the process of him building whatever it is he's building. Also, you can give gifts. Like, for example, this my hair that I'm wearing right now. I bought it from a client. You can give gifts. You can patronize your clients. I have so many things that I buy. If a client buys something from me, I would want to know what kind of business you're doing. If it's something that I can get from me, if it's something that I can patronize you, I'll patronize you to build that relationship. If you make hair, I'll be coming to your salon to make my hair. If you sell clothes, once in a while, I'll come and buy. All those things are just basically to make the person remember that are they here? Oh. If your friend wants to buy something, are they here? Oh, basically. So that's, I think I've given 3 now.
What?
Give gifts. Give gifts.
Patronize
them, and then follow up, basically.
Please.
Okay. I'm going to come from the business angle and also a bit of the spiritual angle as well. I do encourage, because I'm a Christian full time, and I believe everything starts from the spiritual before it manifests physically. So you also owe a responsibility to also pray for your clients and prospects, because if any misfortune befalls them, that money is not coming out to patronize your business. It will just go to that emergency at that point in time. So God has an important role to play in this business. No offense to every other religion, but I'm a Christian. So you pray for them and he takes charge of that. Also, you can also be in a situation to render them services, because I know that in this industry, in Nigeria today, we are all supermarkets. It's a funny statement to make. For instance, I am a realtor. I'm also into the sales of phones and gadgets. And I'm also into cable installation, that's cable TV installation. So when I say we are supermarkets, I'm just trying to say we are all multi-talented.
Yes.
For those that are of the school of thought that you should just focus on one thing, that's quite all right for you. But most of the most successful people on earth have multiple streams of income. You understand? As long as you can handle it. So, for instance, if I own a chain of barbing salon or I own a barbing salon and I'm also a realtor, I can offer free haircuts
Free haircut, yes.
to my clients, or free subscription to my clients that have patronized me. The left hand should wash the right hand.
Right hand.
I could also, if social media is my thing, in some of my property promotional videos or that I'm making, I can give a shout out and just mention a bit like my wife just did. Oh, by the way, this hair, I got it from my customer, and then she mentions the name. You understand? So you don't just be, if a river is flowing, it will never smell. Or if it stays stagnant, it will become offensive. So once you are of benefit and providing value to even your clients, not just give me money, let me eat my commission, buy my land, and then you poof, the person will always have you in mind. So basically, that's how it goes.
Let me add one more.
Yeah, you can.
Remember to celebrate them, especially on their birthdays. For example, we just did Father's Day. Did you send Happy Father's Day message to your male clients, both married and unmarried? Because one day they will be fathers. Did you send? So celebrate them.
Okay, so we've gotten so many strategies.
Yes.
So we've got to celebrate them,
Yes.
provide value, give gifts. You can even add shout outs at this point.
Yeah.
Okay,
I did a clear but funny example. I decided, like for instance, I decided to marry one of my clients.
oh,
Yeah.
okay.
I bought honey from her. She bought memory card from me, and I was like, I like this business to continue. I said, oh boy, bring the entire house. And that was the end of it. So now we have the land people. And you guys are
Yes.
Okay, so if you have female clients, you can like start.
yeah. But I'm not saying you should go and impregnate your prospects and clients.
No, we're not going
I
that
chase
far.
anybody's
We're
wings.
not going that far.
This is a clear example of synergy, and it's just me and her. So
Oh my god.
Yeah, thank you.
So I wanted to know. So I heard somebody saying it's not nice for you to ask your clients for referral. That it looks okay. I'm trying to rephrase what he said, but it looks that it looks cheap. So
Or
we know, oh,
desperate.
as real cause we are selling expensive things. I'll just maybe it's from a place of pride. But then, what's your take on it? Do you feel like we can actually personally, oh, ask our clients after closing a deal, oh, refer me to your friends, refer me to your colleagues. And so, what's your take on this?
You
Okay,
okay?
carry on, guys.
I don't think it's actually a desperate act for you to ask for referrals. I ask for referrals and I get it most of the time because some might not even remember to refer their friends and family to you. Like, for example, if a client gets a property and during the allocation, they say, how are you feeling? They say, I feel good. I say, okay, would you want your friends and family to also experience this joy you're experiencing now? They'll say yes. Okay, please do not forget to refer them to us and they will experience this too. Someone that is good would want that and they will refer. You're about saying something.
More along the same lines.
Mm.
If you are confident of your products and of the services you have rendered, you should be bold enough
Ah.
to ask. It doesn't make you look cheap in any way. It just shows that you are business savvy, that you know what you're doing, and you're competent and confident in what you are doing, that you can reproduce that result continually.
So the three of us are telling you this evening that you should ask your clients for
Ask
referrals.
for it with your full
Don't be
chest.
pride.
With your full chest.
So beyond individual clients, how have you been able to tap into other referral sources? Like, so we thought about you asking clients to refer you. Have you probably family, past client, or even partnerships? How have you been able to tap into those sources to actually hear referrals?
One interesting thing is there is a way you will handle a product for when you're working with a company. For instance, I and my wife, we mostly work with real estate companies, mostly for now.
Mostly.
For now, there is a way you will manage their products, and the leadership of the company will observe your competence and naturally even refer some of their clients to you. You might visit the office and there might be a complaint, there might be a challenge. They will naturally push the person to you. And how you handle that situation can generate referrals for you outside your immediate clients. And generally, the way you treat people is not just about business. If you are not a nice person, generally, there is a scripture that says in the Bible, I think in the book of Proverbs, that says, he who wants friends must himself or
Be
herself
friend.
first be friendly. So if you want friends, if you are a nice person generally, and you are cordial and you treat people well, it also helps you to get referrals.
Yeah.
So that's like a very simple way to actually people are seeing, let's say for instance in a church, and then people see that, oh, you're a realtor or something. Just by being friendly to them, they can actually, even if they don't patronize you,
Yes.
they can actually just refer you to
Even
somebody.
when they don't have the money
Yeah.
to patronize you,
They
they
just
just
have you in their contact list as somebody that can do this anytime. So
Yes.
please be friendly, oh. So I'd like to know what role does referral play in closing those leads of people that you don't know at all? As from the people you know, people you know, and then people you don't know at all. What role does referral play in actually closing those leads?
Okay, referral is just part of a process. Referral is a part of the process of building integrity, credibility, and a track record for your brand. It's one of the elements. So now you are getting referrals and repeat business from people you know, and they have referred you to people that they know. And now there's a third group, people that don't know you from Adam. Now you have been able to build a constant flow with your immediate circle and the extended circle. And now you have gotten this far on integrity. And this has built up your credibility, and now you have a track record. What you now need to do is to build on publicity via any means that you prefer: radio, social media, and maybe flyers and the rest. At this stage of your brand building, you also need to be consistent as an individual in the kind of image you want to portray of yourself at all times. You can't be, okay, today is Friday. And the next thing, after this photo shoot, for instance, I'll use myself as an example. After this photo shoot, for instance, the next thing you see me, maybe I appear with a azul somewhere in one irresponsible looking photo, and I post it on my social media. I mean, come on. I don't know why that's why I have this Gen Z.
They have their
but-
target. They have their target
sorry,
audience.
sorry for being hard on Gen Z. They have this need for validation. They are in the restroom. They need to post it. You understand? They are quarreling with their significant other. They need to
You
post.
start dropping quotes.
They start dropping.
Someone that
50
love you
quotes.
will not do this.
You understand? I mean, that is the most immature form of self-expression I've ever seen. I don't know. I might be old-fashioned.
No, you're not.
You understand? I do think we should invest in psychiatry in this part of the world, seriously, because it's not normal.
We need therapists everywhere right
I
now.
swear, I know Nigeria is dealing with us, but come on. I mean, come on. Even people that are my elders are doing it. So anyway, that's by the way. Sorry for the deviation. But you have to be consistent in building a personal brand, an image of yourself.
The way people will perceive you.
If Tony Elumelu comes across your page, will he just say, okay, this is good, and probably click? The kind of, how do you actually see yourself? Do you see yourself as a local champion, just selling things between Chokocho and Igrita market? You understand? If you don't have a direction in your mind and where you see yourself getting to tomorrow, then if you're eating shawarma and drinking one other beverage, you can post, do anyhow you like. So you have to keep your social media space clean and responsible. You understand? Because at the end of the day, this is where your source of income comes from. Last I checked, I don't know of any Homo sapien that depends on photosynthesis for survival. We depend on this thing. So to keep it constantly flowing, you have to have, especially in real estate, because real estate is a long-term thing. You don't want to sell property that in the next 10 years, they will call you, see, the land I bought, this one, that one. It's like a marriage. So keep your social media clean. Keep your product selection clean. Don't dabble in properties that will put you in trouble immediately or later in life, so that integrity will be intact. This is what will keep even those that don't know you from Adam coming, and your business will not die by God's grace.
There's something I want to add also in this aspect of social media. So I've seen cases where people actually see your profile and patronize you. I've had personal experiences too of people texting me, "Oh, I saw your work online," everything. So this is, we try to tell people that even the people that feel like, "Oh, I am not social media inclined," because that's how they say it. Build your brand online. Build it well. That is like the easiest place to get the integrity and credibility you want. You trust, you want people to like see and everything. It's from your social media page. So build your brand. And that's what we're saying this evening. Build your brand. Right. Okay. So we talked about something about celebrating your referrals. That whenever somebody to refer you, you'd send a gift and something. I wanted to know, are you okay with putting it online? Is it okay for people to actually put it online?
It depends. Me, I'm not okay with this.
So it's not a good idea.
To some persons, it might work. Do what works for you. Me personally, I don't post that online. So
Yes, I wanted to know because I've heard people, I've seen people say, you just post out, "Oh, my chief, thank you for."
yes. As
Something, something.
see, one of these things that you need to take permission from the client first. If the client is okay with, I've had so many clients, they'll be like, no, I don't want my face to be on social media for security reasons. But if you ask the clients, are you okay with this? And they said yes, go ahead. It is part of marketing. Understand? So just do what works
Well,
for
I
you.
feel like the bad part of it is the part that people would actually post, like something like what he said. They want to push shawarma as well. Like, these people who have, I've seen it. Oh, you will see something like, "Oh, Chief Adeboye or something referred me, and the person got 30." They would state it there. So like that whole pride stuff.
All those things are just a way of seeking validation. Let me put it that way, just like my husband mentioned earlier. You don't need to state all those things. You don't need to
In the long
on
run,
social media.
most of these people are businessmen and they have competitors. Yeah, as a security factor, you understand. You don't need to. Personally, we don't do it. So, with the permission of the clients, we can also intelligently
Put it out there.
talk about it. I don't have to
Without
say,
stating it
so
plain.
Yes.
person, thank you for buying maybe 300 million worth of real estate. Okay, no problem. You have mentioned it. The person that spends 300 million, I hope you know he has at least up to 300 extra to protect himself. You that just probably collected 5% commission.
And it's not even like easy that they pay the 300 though. It's not you.
Somewhere we just do
You
like,
can't carry my phone. That's why your village people are watching.
so,
Hey.
like my wife said, people are watching. They are digital now. They wear
That's
suits
very
here.
active.
So, for your own good, please use your tongue and count your teeth.
Exactly.
Akonuche, wisdom is profitable to direct.
Yes.
Right. So moving on, I'd like to know. So now we are actually learning different process, and whatever we learn from here today would actually put it into strategic steps
Yeah.
to guide us to get our referrals and everything. So I would like to know, what is the best time to ask for a referral? Right after a deal or later on or before? So we have, so since you are building this process, it might be a process that will just drive us continuously, that, oh, if I'm getting a client, this is what I am doing. So what if it's a client that would not let's say a prospect that would not eventually buy, maybe because of finances or something at that time? Do you still go ahead to ask for a referral fee? Yes. And then if it's already a client, or if it's somebody that already moved from being a prospect to a client, do you ask after the deal has been closed or before?
Read the room. I don't think you should ask for referral when the person has not purchased. It is when the person has purchased, when the person has gotten satisfied. When the person, at that point, when the person is like, thank you so much for this, I really like, that is the point. Just read the room, basically. That is the point where you should ask for referral.
But then in situations like I said, people that maybe they wanted to actually,
But they couldn't.
they had issues with finances, do you still go ahead to tell them stuff like that?
In such a situation, you wouldn't necessarily ask for referral. I'd rather you create an option for generation of that fund and for instrumental payment for the
Yeah.
property that he or she is interested in. Like my wife said, read the room, understand the emotional state of the client or rather prospect and his intention. If you see that genuinely this person really wants to buy but has limited funds and he's open to possible partnerships to generate that fund, you could then
Yes.
come in with that referral incentive that you spoke of earlier
Yes.
and tell him, okay, what could happen is this. For every person that you bring, we will split the commission.
So you can
And
get your
from your commission, you can choose to take it as cash or
you
choose to
down
remit it
payments.
as down payment for the property.
Okay. I think that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Alright. So, sir, you said something earlier before we started, and you talked about some clients knowing the real estate market more than some people at some point.
Yeah.
And then we know how realtors, we get commissions from sales and stuff like that. So in a situation where your client knows up to that extent, knows, oh, that if I bring somebody as a realtor, I'll get a commission or whatsoever. Now they have referred somebody to you to come and buy. And they are coming there as, oh, this person I'm bringing, you give me the commission from him. It's not you that is
Yeah.
making it. In those situations, what do you do?
Oh, it's a very simple thing. The client will share commission with you. At this point in time, he's acting as your colleague,
Yes.
not as a straight up client. So you just have to make him understand that since this is the situation, we will share the commission 50-50.
50-50.
There's no need to be greedy.
Yes.
So as a realtor, if at that point in time you're trying to maybe do 30-70, you want to take 70 and maybe 30, it will backfire on you in the
You
long
might
run.
find out.
Because the person might say, okay, I might decide to boycott you next time.
Yes. Just be
Understand?
transparent.
Just be transparent and tell them that is how it plays out. It's not that deep.
I feel like it might be difficult for some persons though.
Then you shouldn't be in real estate as a business. Maybe you should be into, I don't know, some other form of business. But in real estate, if you're not confident and you are not direct, it's not a business for people that are not straightforward.
Oh, exactly.
You understand? Your yes should be your yes. Your no should be
Just
your no.
let them know that this is what
And you should be able
expect.
to define terms on time. And you should not be afraid. That is why it is important to work with the right partners.
Yeah.
I and my wife, we do not work with companies that their chain of command and organizational structure is not intact. What do I mean? I walk into a real estate company with a client. Let's say, for instance, a Mr. Raymond. And Mr. Raymond is on installmental payments for a property of, let's say, 10 million. And this transaction will last for 6 months. And he comes to the office on a monthly basis to remit payments. As an independent realtor, of course, we are always on the move. We are moving around. And on one of such occasions, he comes to the office and probably meets you. You're the GM. I'm not around. And he wants to make payments. But he's interested in another property as well. Now, I referred Mr. Raymond to the company.
Yes.
And it's a property I have also told him about. And he even says it to you. And then the GM decides to hide that transaction from me and finds a way. You understand me?
Yeah.
So those things, these are human factors. Not everybody has sense, sorry to say.
Normally.
You get.
Yes.
So we try to work, when we talk of this thing called integrity, the same sword, it cuts forward and backward. I'm saying it for the developer. I'm saying it that is managing the product. I'm saying it also for the realtor. We have to maintain integrity in that we don't add markup. We don't try to mess around with the details of the property just to secure a sale. And the developer has to keep to his own parts. There are ethics in this business. So when both parties fail to recognize that part and live up to the standards, when such a client comes to the office, it creates an unnecessary chain of stress for the realtor. But there are companies we have worked with that I've been as the owner, picked phone. They call me and say, this your client is passing behind. Though.
Yes. Yes.
So as it stands now, we don't joke. I won't mention the name of that. We don't joke with them. We don't joke with them. Anything, even if they are selling comb, we are there for them. You understand? They are very popular in Port Harcourt. But when you work with a company that's boom, oh, today we are doing this one. Boom, oh, today. Like, it seems that there's no organization. It's really, really off-putting to me. You understand? Or rather to us as a team. So that's just it, basically.
Okay, so I wanted to ask, you've worked with realtors. Do you have realtors under you and around them?
Yeah.
I would like to know if, like, common mistakes that you see realtors make when trying to get referrals and how they can stop it.
Common mistakes when trying to get referrals. Okay. I would say not just referrals. What I want to say now is not just for referrals, but showing the clients that you're desperate. Like, there's nothing wrong in asking for a sale. There's nothing wrong in asking for a referral, but making it look like if it doesn't happen, I will die. Like making it look like, Oga, I beg, so that I will see food chop. Don't. Yes. Don't, please. Because if the client will be like, if this person doesn't have food to eat, is it my money that I want to use my don't make it look like you're desperate. Please don't. If try to give yourself respect. Let me put it that, have self-respect. If a client is doing anyhow, let him also know that you're the one that is helping him. You're the one that is trying to give him a good property to probably create generational wealth for him. You tell him that him referring his friends and family to you, yeah, he's helping his friends and family, not like he's helping you. So make it look like you're the one helping and not the other way around.
Okay. You are another one.
Another thing I would say, Sapa is not a respecter of persons.
It's
It bloweth to and fro. So to avoid collecting breeze from Sapa, as a realtor in this, I will speak for Nigeria because this is where currently the land people does business. It is going to be in your own best interest to also have alternative sources of income so that you will not fall to the temptation of what my wife has described as looking desperate.
Yes.
No matter the level you grow to, nobody really likes to patronize desperation. You understand? It's everybody has tasted it at one point or another in this line of business. And when it is there, you might be talking to somebody and your heart rate is 170/80. Like it's not necessary.
It's not necessary.
As much as possible, it shortens your life actually. So as much as possible, have something else to patch up because sales may not be consistent like that. But in between, at least there's something to keep body and soul together. So you're not under pressure.
So before we end this section
Yeah.
today, I'd like each of you to give us one advice each for realtors. Like just something that has helped you or something you've learned from in the industry that I would like every other person to know. Every other realtor that wants to grow like you, like to know about.
Okay. Is what I would like what I want to say is the power of consistency and doing the right thing. It's not just about being consistent.
Look at the camera.
Yes, I am. It's not just about being consistent. Are you doing the right thing? If you're making calls, if you're following up, if you're going for inspections, do it the right way. And as time goes on, try to improve. Yes, we know that at the beginning, you might be looking like somebody that has not eaten. But as time goes on, try to look better. Try to, as you sell those small properties, try to invest in the way you appear. Because then you're judged by the way you're dressed. So that's one advice I'll give to you.
Right. Thank you, Ma. So do you have anyone for us?
Okay, I would say you need a healthy relationship with God in this business because why I keep mentioning the spiritual aspects is because I and my wife, we are Christians, and I firmly believe the spiritual controls the physical. You might be walking on the road, and what is running your life is Instagram and Facebook, and probably Android or iPhone or whatever. But you don't know the kind of people you're doing business with. You shake hands everywhere, you hug everywhere. Let's not deceive ourselves. We are in Africa. Not everybody does business with clean
Clean
hands,
hands.
as it were. So you have to be in connection with God because some properties you may step foot on, some environments you may go to, they are controlled by other forces. So don't joke with your relationship with God and sow seeds that will give you what you want in future. On your social media, when you're greeting people, when you're relating with people, everything you're doing, don't do something that's in the next 5 years or 3 years, as it were, become a bone or a thorn in your neck. So that's just it, basically.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
You've had a great evening. Thank you so much. And that brings us to the end of this beautiful edition of Capacity Building Training June edition. And also, in case you didn't know, Capacity Building Training is brought to you by the Triconna Association of Realtors platform, a platform that has been specifically designed for realtors that are just starting or that have been in the business to help you grow consistently in a community that not just stays but grows together. In CAP, your growth isn't just possible, it is expected. So you've been given an opportunity to join CAP this evening, and all you have to do is click the link that has been dropped in the chat box to join the platform, and every other information you need will be dropped there. I'm Christabel Charles, the social media maven, and it was an honor hosting you tonight. Keep growing, keep building, keep thriving. See you next month. Good night.